just before sunrise, I was standing among thousands of athletes, thousands of volunteers, and thousands of spectators. Yet the general mood was calm, quiet. Just one layer below that calm surface was an infectious, intoxicating energy emanating from each person there, preparing for what could be a 17-hour day to complete a full Ironman. Extreme fear was rushing through my body. How did I even end up here? And will I even finish? 12 months ago, I was, as my friends would say, a couch potato, completely out of control of my physical health, and now I'm at the doorstep of an Ironman? It just didn't make any sense. I'm not special. I'm definitely not superhuman. But the Ironman experience taught me how to take a big goal and to achieve it. For me, the Ironman was my goal. But what might be one of your goals? Is it a financial goal, like buying a house, paying down debt, taking a vacation? Or is it a health goal, like eating better, getting stronger, or maybe even doing an Ironman like I did? Whatever your goal might be, the first thing that you're going to need is a plan. Even a daunting goal like an Ironman is achievable when broken down into smaller pieces, or what I like to call daily deposits. What is required of you each and every single day? When you wake up, what do you have to do that day? Not that year, not that month, not that week, but that day. As a CPA, I apply the same concept when helping people improve their financial position. So if your goal is a financial goal, then we need to figure out what has to change each and every day to make your goal a reality. For me, during the Ironman experience, those daily deposits were grueling. I would work out for 2 to 3 or more hours per day. Now, this might seem like a lot, but when compared to the actual event itself, a 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, and 26.2 full marathon, those daily contributions seem pretty small. So I'm sure you could imagine why extreme fear was rushing through me as I was standing on that beach about to tackle that Ironman. But buried in that fear were all of those daily deposits, waiting, ready to carry me through each leg of that event. So with a deep breath, I dove into that dark, cold water and completed my first full Ironman that day of 14 hours. My goal and the preparation required was not easy, but I learned that having a big goal was important. But more important than that, consistently applying those daily deposits is what allowed me to truly achieve that goal. I also learned along the way that despite our best intentions to make these daily deposits, to get to these goals, life just seems to get in the way. We get stuck. So along my journey, I learned 3 things that have allowed me to continue moving and to ultimately achieve that goal, but many others. Number 1, stay below your threshold. When I was in the training phase of the Ironman, I learned how important it was to keep those daily workouts below my threshold or below my sprinting zone in an area that was manageable for me each day. That allowed me to work out, and it made those workouts easier for me. It also made keeping up with that routine possible in the long haul. Now, the workouts themselves were very challenging. But when I ended up on the Ironman course itself, that's where the true pressure came in. When I was at about mile 117 into that Ironman, my heart was pounding out of my chest, just like it is right now. And it was hot on top of that. And I was super tired, like very, very tired. And I was thinking, how am I going to finish this? I have 24 miles left. And I was running these calculations in my head for how many hours it would take. And I reminded myself that if I could stay below that threshold, slow down, bring my heart rate down, it would allow me to continue the next 24 miles of that journey. And I did. Number 2, we need to focus more inside than we are focusing outside. This was a hard thing for me to accept, and it still is to this day to remember this. And it actually might sound blasphemous to some of you, but I think we need to put a pause on listening to talks, like I'm talking right now, reading, podcasts, and just learning in general. Why? Because we are so focused on searching the world outside that we forget to look inside, to look at the decisions that we make every single day. Because those decisions are like little dots that plot a course. And that course can lead us towards achieving our goals, or it could lead us in a completely different direction. When I was on that bike course of the Ironman, I was facing 20 to 30 mile per hour headwinds. And this was not necessarily expected, but it just kind of happened that day. Pizza boxes were literally flying past me. And I had 40 miles of this. So it was excruciatingly painful. And in that experience, it wasn't another talk, philosophical conversation with a friend or a book, and I love reading, but it was those daily deposits, to my surprise, that kept my legs moving. I was shocked. So I ultimately finished that leg of the journey by using those daily deposits. Now, if you try number 1 and you try number 2 and you find yourself still stuck, that's where number 3 comes in. If you can't do it yourself, enlist help. When I reflect back on any major decision in my life and any major achievement in my life, including this one, there's always somebody there helping, guide me, teaching me, answering questions, keeping me on track. Now, this person could be a friend, but our friends don't always have the answers that we need, so it might have to be an expert. In the Ironman experience, I had a good friend of mine, so I was fortunate, a good friend. He was there to teach me what to do, to keep me on track, to hold me accountable. And he'll laugh when he hears this, but to answer hundreds, if not thousands, of annoying questions. Not all of them were questions. They were honestly reasons to give up. They were excuses. But he was right there answering every single one of them. And that kept me on track. And it was so special that he was on that same Ironman course 20 minutes ahead of me. He crossed the finish line, grabbed my medal, waited for me, and put that medal around my neck when I passed that finish line. So it was such a special experience for me and a major life goal completed. So the question that I want to leave you all with tonight is, what sandy beach might you need to be standing on? What big goal might you have that you should be tackling? Because I know that if you take that goal and you break it down into manageable pieces, and then just start from the beginning, one step at a time, you can get there. Because I know that you can achieve your big goals. So I would love for you to put your foot on that beach, just like I did, and one day dive into that water. Thank you.